Restaurant owner's son humiliated me for ordering water, not knowing I controlled their restaurant loan. I should have left when the owner's son sneered at my water order, but I needed to observe their lunch operations before finalizing their loan review. This kid in his designer suit watched me set up in booth 12 with my cracked tablet, immediately whispering to servers about the charity case who couldn't afford a real drink. Completely clueless, I was the senior loan officer handling his dad's expansion application. He strutted over and planted himself by my table, asking if I knew this wasn't a public library and that their Wi-Fi had a password for paying customers only. I showed him my sandwich order and he actually laughed, said their establishment was for people with refined palates, not someone eating peasant food, and I kept my face neutral even though my pen was digging grooves in my notepad. I'm fine with what I ordered, I said, but he waved over the hostess and told her to remember my face for the do not seat list they were creating. He pointed at my cracked tablet screen, asking if I found it in a dumpster, then pulled out his new iPhone to show the difference between people who belong here and people who sneak in. My jaw was killing me from clenching while he told passing servers I probably lived in my car based on the wrinkled papers everywhere, that I had that sleeping in the back seat look about me. He bent down close, sniffed dramatically, and announced I smelled like the subway, asked when I last showered, suggested their bathroom wasn't for personal hygiene emergencies. The staff shifted uncomfortably as he kept going, saying I probably went to community college, if I even graduated high school, based on how I held my pen wrong and moved my lips while reading. He grabbed one of my financial documents, held it up to the light, and declared these were probably fake papers I printed at Kinko's to feel important, that real business people had leather portfolios and assistants. What strip mall university gave you a business degree? He asked, then told the gathering staff I was probably one of those guys who hangs out in coffee shops pretending to day trade on Robinhood with $50. When I reached for my document, he asked if I had a girlfriend or if they all got scared off by my 1998 Honda Civic and studio apartment, said he could tell I was single by my unironed shirt and payless shoes. He started listing which discount stores each piece of my clothing came from. Walmart polo, Target khakis, gas station sunglasses, while his employees snickered nervously. Then he noticed my wedding ring and said whoever married me must have low standards or bad eyesight, probably met me before my obvious downfall into poverty, and I felt heat crawling up my neck. He reached for my tablet again, knocked over my water glass, soaking every loan document I'd spread out for review. Oops, guess you'll have to go back to pretending at Starbucks, he said, watching their financial projections bleed into a legible mess. Or maybe the bus station. They have outlets for your ancient electronics. He pulled out his phone to photograph the disaster, narrating that this was what happened when Midwest transplants tried to fake it in the big city, asking if I missed my flyover state, where Applebee's counted as fine dining. I stayed silent as he guessed I probably grew up in a trailer park, said my parents must be so proud their son achieved water at a real restaurant status, wondering if I sent them pictures to prove I made it. When I finally said, those are important documents, he laughed and suggested I try the dollar store for new folders, maybe check Craigslist for a better tablet, told me the food bank was 2 blocks away if I needed dinner. His father rushed out from the kitchen and the kid straightened up, proud to show how he handled undesirables. Dad, caught this one trying to turn us into a WeWork, he announced, but his father's face went pale when he recognized me from the bank's website. This is the senior loan officer reviewing our expansion, his father whispered, and I watched the kid's smirk die as he stared at the soaked loan application in the puddle between us. The father lunged for napkins while babbling about high standards and quality control, his son desperately adding that demographic filtering showed readiness for upscale markets. They chased me to the door, the son insisting his behavior demonstrated market positioning, the father offering everything from free catering to his car. I stopped at the threshold, turned back and said, I'll talk to you again in our rejection email.